Hi folks, welcome to another Back for the Future. This one's slightly different because obviously we're going back a bit further this time as well. This one's the medieval set technically. It's the Wolfpack Tower set, 6075. Lovely set, actually came out back in 1992. As you can see, it's basically a tower building and has a little bridge over what should obviously be a river area there. A couple of minifigures protecting the tower. It should actually be three, I've got one down. And there's a ghost figure as well, which you can just see there in the jail area. And just pull that down, and there you can see him there. So it's actually one of the glow in the dark ghost figures that comes with this one. And just close them back up there. And there's also a parrot at the top there, as you can see. And as I say, they're kind of on a bridge which accesses the tower, which is a garden there. Inside there is actually some treasure. You can open that up, and if you get in there, you can see where the bridge comes down, and underneath the bridge there is actually a little treasure chest hiding there, which has a couple of Lego coins or gold bits inside it. So you get a nice little access there, and I'll just close that and spin it round. You'll see there's actually one at the other side as well, where this Wolfpack packer is actually standing. So there you go, it's the chest there again. So it's quite a straightforward build. It wasn't a heap of pieces, and quite a few bigger pieces that obviously there's four of them just at the front here, one either side of the archway, and there's another four at the back there as well. So there's a lot of large parts taking up the build, big arch pieces obviously there, as well as the ones on the bridge. So a lot of big parts used to build it up. We've got the extra minifigure included now as well, so we have three minifigures plus the ghost, technically counted as a fourth minifigure, was included in the set, and it came in with roughly 220 parts in total, and that's it as you see it there on screen. Also that's the instructions there, so you can see it is pretty much as it should be. Set's all complete. So obviously a couple of configurations you could do, change it around there, but that's the main tower one which we're using, and so that's it there. I'll get that out of the way. But yeah, that's the base build, the original build if you like, for 6075, the Wolfpack Tower. So obviously I want to amend it a little bit. It's not really going into my city at the moment anyway, but obviously the timeline would be a bit odd for it because it is a medieval type set, castle set, but I decided that I wanted to basically enhance it a bit, and using the mills was the best way to get the functionality I was wanting anyway. So I have basically created something which could go into a mill city anyway. So yeah, I've upgraded it a little bit, so I'll just disappear and I'll come back and let you see the new version. Hi guys, so I really hope you enjoy this one. This one is a mock, one of my own builds, and also you can see it's been based on a few other things as well, but this is the biggest mock that I've done to date. It sits on a base plate size. It's 2 base plates by 1.5 base plates. and as you can probably see, it's based on the medieval castle creator theme one set that came out, and there's a big part of that in the build. And you can see there the main building's basically been derived from that. The other part is the old, this part here, the Wolfpack Tower, and that's this part here. Obviously that's the original tower with some modifications. You saw the picture before, obviously, and this is the after. So there is a few of the bricks been putting in, and the ones with the actual brick face on them have been put in place of some of the plain grey. Obviously some of the plain greys, as you can see there, the coloration's a bit different, obviously, from the old style grey, and obviously some of them being a bit discoloured anyway from the age. So that set actually came out in 1992, as I mentioned earlier. So that part there, and also you can kind of see this, I've added on obviously the tiling effect at the top there, but this area here is the original Wolfpack Tower. And we've got a guy falling over. So yeah, this part here is the original part. I've obviously added some bits like the little ladder here to let them get up and down between the floors and such, just to incorporate it in a little bit better. But yeah, that's the original part in there. I'll just spin round and dive inside a wee bit, so you can see in here. So yeah, that's the old tower part there. There's obviously a little gate you can see there. That actually is for them to slide over if someone's attacking the castle, so they can go up onto the upper floors and pull that around so they don't get attacked up the stairs. But yeah, that's the main part of the old Wolfpack Tower, the original set there, and that also carries on across there and down to the bridge at the front. This part here is obviously, it's come from the medieval castle, as you can see. We've got the floors, but I've obviously adapted them so I can fit it in, and obviously there's a set of steps just over there, a set of steps to get into the old part of the castle as well, and make it link up a bit better. We've also got the the 3-in-1, the blacksmith area down the bottom, on the very bottom floor there. You can see there's a sticker being added in just roughly where that shadow's cast, just there. There's a sticker piece being put in there which came from a different set, which also symbolises the blacksmith. It was one of the dreams sets that actually came in. And there's another part, if I just spin around here, knock the flag, there's another part there, the potions one, which is just through the gap there. So just in that little space in there, there's a little setup for all the potions, and that also came from that dream set as well. You can see the side there, the purple sticker there. That's also got the potions sticker piece on there as well. One thing I did change, obviously, the structure of the actual castle there. Most of that's pretty much how the medieval 3-in-1 castle was. But what I have done is added obviously a cloth Wolfpack piece, because obviously the room behind that is actually meant to be a toilet. You can just see the throne there, the toilet roll beside it. So I've added that obviously as a little cover for whoever's taking use of the toilet. They can obviously cover themselves up there. But yeah, there's a few different pieces being added, and what I've also done is modified the build. You can see obviously like the water wheel's still there, the tree's been enhanced a bit, but it is still there, and the working drawbridge is still there. I'll just quickly show the drawbridge. What we've done is added basically a modified version of the old bridge. I've just used obviously newer pieces and made it bigger. Basically, it's now in a 6 wide bridge rather than the 4 wide that the original one was. But what I've also done is added in the ability for them to actually draw up the bridge, so anybody obviously attacking the castle can't get in, but they're also, if they fall down in that gap, there's a heap of spikes and stuff, so that they can't just jump down there and then start an attack there. They can fall in there and obviously think twice about trying to attack the castle anymore. So I'll just let the drawbridge back down. But what I'll do, I'll just show you one of the bigger changes that I've made to the castle is that it is actually more modular now. So this here comes off and lets us see in. It has actually got a chain, which is the chain to let the guys climb up to get onto the roof part, but that obviously comes off. I'll not do it tonight because it's spinning the whole thing round, but yeah, that's made the castle modular. That side also comes off. There's a grand hall, eating hall, dining hall, dancing hall, whatever. There's also a table with food on it just now, but there's a hall at the other side, and obviously the roof where the guys are sitting out just now. That also comes up, which I'll do in a second. Let's put this one back. So if I move around this side, this hall here, which is this part. So this is the main entertainment, banquet, whatever hall. That area there has a chimney. Obviously there's a fire down the bottom of the building as well. But this here actually comes off, and it takes the whole corner out with it. And it also takes the archway that's down the bottom here, comes out with it as well. So it gives you full access into the area below. So you can see obviously the fire with the cooking pot in it. And we've got a little market area with food and whatnot available. And we've got the dungeon area, which was part of the original Creator 3-in-1 castle as well. And we've got a little piggy looking at the potions over there. And we've got another little secret part here. So if anyone's obviously coming in looking for the gold, they can clearly see behind these wooden logs, which is obviously for the fire, there is actually a treasure chest tucked away in the corner there, which obviously any attacking forces might be after. But the thing that isn't as obvious, and obviously may save the Wolfpack fortune, is if I move the piggy out of the way a little bit, in here we've actually got a little false wall, and if you open that up, you find that this area here is actually filled with gold and jewels and whatever other treasures that they have hold of. Some coin and I say various different jewels, diamonds, I think they're jade, ruby, don't know what that blue one is. So yeah, that's the main stash of the supplies of wealth for the Wolfpack Castle. And as you see at this side, it's very unobvious because it is actually just built into the rock face in front of the castle. So yeah, in the case of attack, obviously that gets firmly shut, and they hope that finding the treasure chest at the side here is enough to make the attacking force collect and disappear, leaving them with obviously their wealth. So I'll just show you that. I'll move it out of the way again. That's just a moving brick wall, and what they would obviously do is take you wouldn't take that one because they wouldn't be able to reach that one. Take the top off there, they just pull it shut and tie it onto the stair at the back there, which you can't see from my hand, but it will go on. It just tie onto the stud at the back there. So once it's tied on, obviously the attacking force would struggle to get up here, and obviously it'd be a lot easier to defend it if we get the rest of the troops gathered around this area. It'd be very difficult to get through that with the wall in the way. So that was why that's there. Let's put that back on just now and put it back that way. So normally it would just sit there, out the way obviously. So you've got a few wolfpackers going about and some animals wandering about the courtyard within the main part of the castle. And there's the guy doing the blacksmith work, making swords and whatnot. And upstairs we have the Wolfpack treasury. You can see the posh seat for the guy sitting out all the treasure. And he's got a little bottle in the glass ready for a celebration drink when he finds out how much they have. All going well. So yeah, up on top of the towers we've got obviously the defence for the castle, and we've got spare crossbows obviously for when they're needed. They can fire arrows down at attacking force. And you can see in the other one we've actually got Rogue, which is one of the CMF series. See if we can get him to go in. There we go. One of the CMF series figures that came out, I think it was series 22 possibly, maybe 20. So yeah, I've obviously he's got the little Wolfpack symbol, as you can see there, just on the top of his shirt. So from that I'm taking that he is actually a Wolfpack member, and he certainly is now. So he's the leader of the bow and arrow type attack or defence. And obviously behind him you can see there's a Wolfpack Beastmaster there. He's not the only one of them obviously we have. This one's got a different face on it, obviously. I managed to get a couple of them thankfully, so we've got a few different faces on them. But yeah, that's it kind of for the castle side of things. Also got the frontage there, and the drawbridges I've already seen. So starting to look around the actual area. I'll go back to where we obviously it's heavily derived from the actual 3-in-1 creator series. So yeah, there's a river that runs through. Obviously the back of the castle we've got the vegetation, and there's a wolf just wandering past there. Hopefully not eyeing up that squirrel. Yeah, we've got a bit of vegetation. Obviously we've got the river which is running through, the river that's powering the wheel, the water wheel there. So I'm actually going the other way, but the water's coming down the way. So you should be able to hear the hammer. There it is. And that's it, hammering obviously the steel sword on the inside. But yeah, we've got the water for the river coming down through underneath the arch for the bridge. We have the water wheel, as I said, and the tree which has been enhanced and made a bit bigger than it was. And down the front here we've got the goat herder, which is another CMF series, taking his goat through the Wolfpack area. And we've got a little Wolfpacker doing a bit of target practice there with his crossbow, just in the shade of the tree. We've got a little target set up beside the bushes, beside the bridge. So we just carry on moving down here. You'll see we have another Beastmaster there. He's walking his, he's got 3 wolves he's actually walking there. He's obviously quite the master there. And we've got a couple of Wolfpackers doing a little bit of sparring, honing in their sword skills. And there's a young Wolfpacker sitting watching them. So obviously the river then turns round behind to the front of the castle as it is. And then we've got obviously the new bridge as well, which has been built, and the water passes underneath that to carry on its way. And we've got a few extra shrubs and flowers and whatever at the side of the bank there on the riverside. And there's a guy just sitting randomly propped up against a tree, while we have a horse and carriage, which is the original 1990s set. It looks like they're actually delivering or negotiating with the presumably king and queen of the castle here. We've got one of the guys just coming up the bridge there talking to them, and you can see there's some gold sitting on the bridge, so I don't know if that's to pay for what they have or if they've given that gold in, but they've also been doing some kind of trading with them. And the queen's got a bag there as well, and eating a bit of a kiwi, I think, by the looks of it, or a lime. And we've got a guy also protecting the bridge there as well. We've got a sentry at the bridge side. He could also call the alarm early and get that drawbridge taken up if there's a problem. So just nip round the other side of the bridge now. We've got a couple, a young Wolfpacker there showing off his jewel that he's got to a lady there, presumably trying to impress her. And behind that we've got one of the original 1990s Wolfpackers who's spotted that there's an apple falling off the tree, and that's the tree there. We've got an apple tree just at the side of the river there, so quite an impressive old looking tree. It's probably been here since the time of the original Wolfpack Tower being built, and obviously the rest of the castle building up round about it. So yeah, it's got plenty of apples on it, but there's obviously one of them at least has fallen down, and he's on his way to get it. So yeah, as you can see again, the shoreline, you've got the trees, and there's a cut down tree obviously there as well, bit of rock sticking out beside it, and there's vegetation and everything growing alongside the tree, alongside the river. And if we go around to this side, you can see obviously where the river's passing through to carry on its merry wandering way. And we have a bit of vegetation at this side, but it's more rocky at this side of the river. Got a parrot sitting on top of the rock, and then that rock leads, obviously as I said before, that's into the back of the castle again, where the gold and jewels are stored. So we've got a little ravine between the two bits of rock there, which is where the castle foundations have also been put into. And that's us basically round back to the other side. Got another squirrel there. And I also need to get the side of the castle put back on so we can see it again in all its glory. So that's the castle back together again there. Let's come back in and see that part complete. So again, you can see there's another of the bow and arrow military there. Again, the Wolfpack part on his shirt, showing he is actually a member of the Wolfpack. I'm not sure if that was what they intended, but I can't see why else you'd have that Wolfpack symbol there if he wasn't actually a member of the Wolfpackers. But he certainly is, or these are now. That's the archery team that are set up with the green hoods, or green sleeves and top, whatever. And yeah, as I say, there's another one over in the tower at the side there as well. So yeah, we've probably already spotted, but we've got the original grey parrot there, which came in the 1992 tower set. And I think there is still a ghost. Yeah, ghost still in the little jail cell area there as well. So I don't know if you can get in or not. There we go. So there's the ghost there. I actually think that's a later ghost. I do have the other one somewhere, but I think that one came out around about the 2000s, so it's not the proper one for here because it didn't have the shape on the face for the original one like that. But I do actually have him somewhere. I'm not sure where right now, but he is on the go somewhere. So at some point I'll probably swap him back out so he's back to the original one. But yeah, that's the tower there, the original part. That's the inspiration, if you like, for the build. Obviously it is a Back to the Future that I've called it. It's not the same as the other ones because they're more like the modular buildings, the old buildings becoming modular buildings to fit in the city. But this one is still obviously an old set which has been expanded and built in. Obviously there's a bit of Mills plate system to it there as well, but it's obviously that's more to raise it up so that it's higher than the water and the river obviously. We've got a bit of bank and obviously the Mills again at this side for the bank, which has actually been filled in here, but it is actually essentially a Mills plate system all the way around. And as I say, it dips down to allow the river to pass through. But yeah, that's, as I say, it's basically a Back for the Future, an upgrade to the old original 1992 set there. And obviously we've added in the Creator 3-in-1, developed it a little bit, obviously changed the colour a bit and made a few modifications, like obviously we've added in the modular part to allow us access, which the original set wasn't modular, and obviously swapped out a few bits here and there. Obviously the colour's an obvious one, but we've got like the roof, we've used the rock piece, I think it's actually called, but this looks like a kind of claw sort of bit, and we've used that as a kind of thatched roof on top of that building there. And changed obviously the look of the frontage there. It used to have rows of the cylindrical parts which were going upside the building, so I've swapped them out and put in obviously what's meant to look like bricks, corner bricks in the towers. and also changed a lot of the parts for obviously putting in the red and blacks for the colours of the Wolfpack, and obviously brown as well in various areas. So yeah, I think that's pretty much the build complete. It might get a few modifications over time if I see anything, but for the moment that's going to be it. I'll need to get a medieval kind of area, castle area, built up and get this into it. But for now, obviously, it's just going to go on display as it is. But yeah, it's sizable as well, which I kind of knew obviously once it was starting to get going, but it's kind of developed over time, from just being a kind of castle with the old tower as a corner, to becoming obviously a modular castle, and then building a hall for it, the big banquet hall, and then also decided to make a newer version of the bridge, from the original set, the old bridge there, and also the new bridge at this side. So it kind of developed into making more of it, and then obviously landscaping became part of it as well to fill in the gaps between the two. And then obviously we had the Wolfpacks came out in the CMF series, so again that added another dimension, which also allowed me getting a lot more Wolfpack figures over the originals that I had anyway. So it certainly developed itself over time, it just evolved. And obviously the tree became the last part basically. Once I had it all laid out, it looked a bit bare having just a corner, when obviously we've got this corner here with the green area, etc. But it was all kind of one kind of size, so I wanted to have a feature of some sort at this side to just give it something, rather than just having another blank bit with vegetation at the side of the river. So that was the last part that came to the build, and got a tree built up. And it actually had an apple, which it kind of fell in place and the guy looked like he was picking it up, so I thought that was a great idea and made it an apple tree. So yeah, it's all kind of organically evolved over the piece, from the start of the build, which is probably the best part of a year now. It's taken to get it to this stage, so I'm quite happy with the way it's turned out. Obviously it's come out quite well, or I think it has. Obviously, if you guys have any comments, obviously feel free to leave them, good or bad. Let me know what you think of the build. But to me, I think I'm happy enough with how it's come out. I think it looks quite good. And yeah, as I said, certainly it's the biggest mock I've done to date anyway, so it feels like an achievement getting it actually completed finally, and getting it here so that you can actually all see it. So yeah, I hope you've all enjoyed that. I've also got a few videos of it in different ways, so I'll let you have a look at some of them as the video ends. And as I say, feel free, MD who's got any comments, good or bad, any criticisms, any advice for something you would change, feel free to add it on. Also, it's Lego, so there's no right and wrong answers. If you think that I've done something which you wouldn't agree with, or you think it should be done a different way to make it better, whatever, feel free to let me know. And yeah, I hope you've enjoyed seeing it. So I'll give it a little spin around to the front again, and I'll just say thanks for watching the video, guys, and I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll hopefully see you on some of my future videos. Thanks again, guys. I'll catch you later.